Good morning. It's turned out quite lovely. It was freezing on the way, so I'm heading back now after my session in the pool and a quick sauna, as well as some antics. Right, so I'm going to keep this one short, but there's a moral that I will say towards the end. Right, so I'm in the pool. And I know that on Mondays they have their Aqua Aerobics class. Excuse me, please. Thank you. Right, so they have their Aqua Aerobics class on a Monday at 8:30. So I know that I need to vacate the pool. So 8:30 comes and goes. And it transpires that the instructor isn't going to be there, who wasn't going to be there, because one of the members of staff came and told the ladies that he wouldn't be turning up because he has to attend a funeral today, and he neglected to tell them that he wouldn't be there. Now, I make a point of following my own standards. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but it has been suggested to me. I joined this gym in June of last year, but I've never used the gym. I joined so I could use a sauna. And I think perhaps I've mentioned as well, the first time I ever joined a gym, I was 49 years old. And that was so I could walk. Even the members of staff, when I went to sign up, they were laughing and saying, but you don't need to join a gym to walk, you can just walk around. And I had my reasons. I said to them, well, on a treadmill I can set it to go faster than I'm capable of walking, and so I'll get more out of it than if I'm sort of pushing myself under my own steam. So in other words, there's always a method to my madness. So that was the first time, 49. So obviously, I've always been in shape. So, I'm not sure, how do I cross? I think I go here. Right, so yes, I've always been in shape because I have standards. And I've never needed anyone to motivate me in order for me to take care of my exercise and physical health requirements. So I am not being disrespectful to the people involved here. I have no cause against them. But if I'm looking for somebody to train me, I'm not going to go to somebody who's overweight, who I am in better shape than them. You know, if I'm in better shape than them, then obviously there's got to be a reason for that. Because if you know so much about exercise, then why isn't it working for you? That's my philosophy. I have the same, and I talk about this in the book, I have the same attitude towards hairdressers. If I go to a hairdresser, if their hair doesn't look good, then I'm going to not take them seriously as somebody who knows something about hair. So I would perhaps not use their services. Right, so that's my example there. So, you know, I would have these women. I'm actually walking back. I would normally get the bus, but I'm walking just so I can make this video. So I have these women, and I'm in better shape than all of them, despite the fact that, you know, with looking after my sister, I've not had opportunities to exercise, because it's either the way that when I was at my place before my sister got sick, my routine was gym Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 6:30 in the morning, go home, sleep, get up, work until I hit my targets. And sometimes my targets would be such that I would have to work right through the night, but then I would leave, literally finish sewing and go straight to the gym. and then come back and sleep. That was my routine. So, of course, I was in better shape than what I am now. So, although I don't look out of shape to the untrained eye, I know what I'm capable of looking like. So that's my opening gambit, right? So I have my own standards, in other words. So the I've got a couple of weeks where I'm not gonna have any deadlines. So I'm taking these 2 weeks to, if you like, get as much exercise in as possible using the pool. So I'll be going every day for the next 2 weeks in the morning. But I know what time the classes start, so I will make sure I'm out of the pool before. So, of course, like I said, on a Monday they have their class, which starts at 8:30. So I would have been out of the pool. However, the instructor didn't show up. So that means the class is cancelled. If there's no instructor, and I did offer to do the class, but I would have instructed them with the exercises that I use for myself, which are completely different to the ones that they do in the Aqua Aerobics class. So I would have used my methods. So cutting a very long story short now, the manager, or the acting manager, said for insurance purposes he couldn't allow somebody else to teach a class. Nevertheless, one of the women, a couple of them, one started off and then another one took over. And so they had a type of class. Meanwhile, I kept my position down at the shallow end because there's no class. The class is cancelled. So I did some extra stretching. So I was speaking to a young lady, because they're all up there making up a lot of noise and splashing around, and we were talking in hushed tones. But there's I did a video last Monday about this one woman, and I since heard that she's always in people's business. She can't, she always has to butt in. So I was setting for her, as we say in Jamaica, and today I got my opportunity, because she I could hear you, blah blah blah, we were having our class. I said, you weren't having a class because there was no instructor. Yeah, but she was doing her best to teach us. I said I offered to teach the class and was told that for insurance purposes the class can't happen. And she continued running her mouth. And I said, well, actually, your class doesn't work because I look better than all of you. Right, so, so then I, everybody moved on, kind of thing. So then I went into the sauna, and there was one woman who decided she wanted to continue having the discussion. So a Chinese woman. And I mean, I'm very mild-mannered the way I go about my business, but I'm not a nice person. I tell people this, not for my, because I'm threatening them. I'm telling them so that they know how to proceed. So she decides to open her mouth. And the one thing I've said, because people keep telling me, but you look fine, you don't need to do this and that. And as I've said, I've got my own standards. And as a consequence of my having my standards, this is why I want to join a class. When I decided that I was going to get back into exercising, I'm just walking past now. You can see behind me. Hold on. Can you see? Anyway, it's over there. The F45 studio. And what I did was I got a personal trainer with a track record. This guy was a bodybuilder who's won competitions, and his remit was to kick my butt. There were people saying to me, but you don't need a personal trainer. I know I don't need a personal trainer, but I chose to to have a personal trainer for 16 sessions to kickstart me. Right, so it was 4 times a week for 4 weeks. And that was what I chose to do. And of course, it cost money. It cost me £540 for the month. But, was it that? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, £540. But people were telling me, oh, that's expensive. Now, I'm the type of person, if I want it, I'll pay for it. I don't care how much it costs. So this is why I will pick up myself and go to the gym every day to use the pool while my schedule is clear. You know, these 2 weeks I will go every day because I know what results I'm looking for, and I have this window where I can make a good headway into doing it. So, you know, people say all sorts of things. So the one thing I always say to people is that when somebody wants to have a go at you, the first target will be your personal appearance. Now, I don't try to look good for other people. Whatever I'm aiming to do, I'm doing it for myself. So I was joking, there was a young man in the pool, and I can't remember what he said to me, but I was doing one of my exercises, and I said to him that when I get older, there will be no joint replacement surgery for me. So in other words, if you look after your joints will look after you. That's the philosophy. So I mean, I've said this before when I was in my early 20s, and I said I was never getting old. People laughed at me. And now that I'm older, they want to tell me that I've got some kind of obsession, there's something wrong with me, or you're fine as you are, you look good for your age, or, you know, some rubbish. But as I said, I don't take my leave from other people, I do my own thing. So my shot, my weapon today was to say to them that the class isn't actually working for them. You know, this class that they're so precious about. It's not working for you. I look better than all of you. And people tell me that's cruel. It's not cruel, it's a fact. And then the other thing as well, so I'm going to leave that there and you can sort of draw your conclusions. So in the changing room, I have to admit, I went in there just to poke fun, if you like. So I went in there because this woman likes to butt into people's conversations. So she was in there saying how she likes McDonald's chips and not talking to me, so I butted in. And I said, McDonald's chip is full of fat, all that oil, it makes you fat. So she wasn't sort of paying attention. So I just kept doing little things like that. And then she started talking about, this is the same woman who loves to butt into people's business. So she was talking to another woman. So basically I'm giving her back what she gives to other people. From what somebody told me, that's how she is. She likes to butt into people's business. So I decided to give it back to her. So she's talking to this woman and talking about life is about helping one another. And I said, no, it's not. Life is about helping yourself. And then I sort of went into this thing, because they all know, you know, for various reasons, like if I'm keeping an eye on the time and whatever, and I just say, I've got to get back to my sister, and they'll ask what's up. So they all kind of, after a fashion, know that I'm looking after my sister and I've left her at home in bed and I need to get back. So with her saying life is about helping one another, I have a track record of people not even helping their own. And there is one story that I can tell that I will probably tell somewhere down the line, but not now, of how even in, you know, people can be living together as a family, and there's, you know, when you hear people sort of for want of, you know, to sort of like say to sanitize what I'm saying, where somebody might kill themselves, and you'll hear the relatives, oh, I didn't know this, that and the other. And it's like, yeah, that's because I don't judge people in saying this. But I'm saying, if you are paying attention, and if like me you actually do believe in God, there is a saying, God doesn't come, he sends. If you do actually care about people, God will send you. So I've served, well, initially I was given a 30-day Facebook ban for writing Christians are useless. I don't say that lightly. I say that as a matter of fact. So I brought this up as an example because you said life is about helping one another. No, it's not. It's not about helping one another. It's about helping yourself. Because, like for example with my sister, there's loads of videos that I've already made on this. Nobody's helping her. Because people will think that they're helping us. I don't need help. And I've said right from the very beginning that I could just pick up myself and go home. And then she would end up in the care system. I could do that, but that's not the right thing to do. And I have Christians who, well, I don't speak to any of them anymore because I've switched one of my phones off, so I only use my iPad, and only certain people have got this number. So you got do-gooders and supposed Christians, and they will say things like, give her my love. Her being my sister. And it's what is this giving love? How is it possible to take somebody's love and pass it on to someone else? If you want to give somebody your love, then it's something that you have to do personally, and it's something you do by your actions. Words mean nothing. Words don't have the power to change anything. Right, so it's all very good and well passing on messages, give her my love, tell her I'm thinking of her, and then you think that you're a good Christian or a good person because you're remembering the person. What are you actually doing to actually help her? Nothing. So I'm coming from that standpoint. So this same woman that I was there to goad because she deserves it, she's saying, oh, because it triggers them when you start saying horrible things about Christians that's actually true. Oh, you can't say that, but that's your experience. And I said, I used to be a Sunday school teacher. I have a long history of church going. I have a long history of dealing with human beings. And I know that there are better people who do not claim to believe in God. In fact, who will say they don't believe in God, there is no God. Who are actually better people who will provide service while Christians are just praying and talking and telling me that God will bless me. It's historical. It's nothing to do with my sister. It's behavior that I've witnessed where people need help in the past and they don't receive that help because people are either too busy or incapable. So, perhaps I shouldn't have said Christians are useless. Perhaps I should have said Christians are incapable. They don't have the skills to help others. So this woman, she was sort of like boosting up herself. This is the same one that can't mind her own business. She was boosting up herself in the changing room, saying, oh, such and such a person said to me the other day, you're always buying things for people. You're always doing things for people. Do you ever buy anything for yourself? Do you ever do anything for yourself? So that's one example that I can't speak of at this current time. I brought that up, right? And I said, I'm not going to go into it, but I said, I paid almost £600 on a same day ticket for somebody to come from one part of the world here and had them living with me. And I didn't go shouting about it. But like I said, that's not for now. I don't need to talk about it. But it's like, it's all good and well boasting about what you do, but would you actually put your money where your mouth is? I was in a situation where I could afford to do that, and it was a same day flight. a cross-Atlantic flight. That cost me nearly £600. But like I said, I don't wander around talking about things like that. So, long story short, this pretty much serves as material for the next book. And I actually said this. I said I will use this to make a point. I can write a whole chapter just using this particular example of well, not so much why I don't mix with people, but why I abide by my standards, and I don't in particular have much to do with other people. Neither do I get mixed up in their way of doing things. So like I said, with their Aqua Aerobics class, I know it wouldn't do anything for me, and it's not just because it's not doing anything for them, but I do know something about exercise. And like I said it in front of all of them, because they seemed to think that they had the right to use the pool. The class was cancelled. If the class is cancelled, you get out. And like I said, I wouldn't normally stay in there. It's only because there wasn't a class that I took the liberty of doing some extra exercise. But anyway, I'm going to wind up by saying that the whole point of this it wasn't about point scoring or anything on my part. It was just to shut up people and make them think before they talk. So the whole point of it is, if I was out of shape like them, they go to this class. In fact, it's not just this Aqua Aerobics class they go to. There's a fitness class that runs straight after the Aqua Aerobics class, and they go to that as well. And for all their exercising, it's not making any difference. They're still out of shape and overweight. It's not making any difference. And you would think that I'm telling you, in that situation, if I see somebody, I've already said it with the personal trainer, I will seek out the person who has a proven track record. I'm not going to go to somebody who, they talk but they don't do, or you can't look at them and see that the thing that they claim to know something about is actually working for them. But nevertheless, these types of people with their poor standards, it's the same thing with the religious. Well, when I say religious, I can only speak for Christians, because these are the ones I've dealt with. It doesn't matter what the standard of their life is, the quality of their health. They believe that just by going to church, because they go to church and they claim they profess God and Jesus, that they're better than those like myself who don't go and who don't wear religion on our sleeves. But whenever I can help people, I help them. But like with my sister, for example, people keep wanting to say, "Oh, you must really love your sister," and I have to correct them. I said, "This has got nothing to do with love. It's nothing to do with love. She needs help, and I jumped in and helped her. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to take this long. I would still be here after all this time, but we manage, right?" So it's that sort of mentality that people think helping others has to be motivated by something. No, it's just that if somebody needs help, then you help them. And as I said, life is about helping yourself. So for me, it's a good thing that I have that policy, because nobody's helped me by helping my sister, or helped my sister by helping me, or whatever, however you want to interpret or put a spin on it. So it's a good thing that I learned to stand on my own 2 feet when it comes to supporting myself. So by the same token, I don't need anybody to motivate me or anything like that, to tell me that I need to exercise or something. And what I do get is the opposite. I get people telling me that I don't need to do what I'm doing. You're fine, you look okay. But and it's the same kind of thing, because you can see how a person looks physically, but you can't see their mind and their spirit. But I'm telling you, if we could, people would do better. We would have a much better world, because people would be ashamed of the puniness of their minds and their spirits, and we wouldn't have a fraction of the problems that we do in society. Right, so I'm going to wind up there. But as there's a song that says, "Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved." So I went in the changing room singing that for a laugh, because I've got like a wicked sense of humor. But just to wind up, the point of the matter was, they couldn't argue with me because I look better than them. But if they had been thinking about that in the first place, they wouldn't have tried to argue with me in the first place. Right, so on that note, I'll say see you later. Take care and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.